Assalamu alaikum, sisters and brothers. Welcome to We Reflect the Light newscast, where we keep the original nation informed by identifying current events and future news through an unsealed biblical perspective. I'm Nicolette Hodge, here with our group panel, and today we will be identifying the true seed of Abraham by examining the 400-year history and the vision of the true seed of Abraham. We will also identify those who are pretending to be the true seed of Abraham. And we will identify what will happen to that group of people during the war. Additionally, we will also identify who is involved in the war in the Middle East and the outcome of the war, while also pointing your attention to how this will affect the original Black man and woman. All right, sisters and brothers, the war in the Middle East is about the true seed of Abraham and the Abrahamic covenant, which the true seed of Abraham has a 400-year history that is identified in the book of Genesis. Brother Amir, what is the history and who is the true seed of Abraham?
Yes, ma'am. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. All right. The true seed of Abraham is us, and by us, I'm referring to the original Black man and original Black woman held captive right here in the Northern American wilderness. As we are here as sojourners on a temporary stay, brothers and sisters, that's one thing we have to remind ourselves of every day, that we are in a land that is not ours, with a mind that is not ours, with names that are not ours. And by names, I'm referring to our surnames, because the surname identifies the seed, brothers and sisters. So now let's get in to the nightmare that the original Black man and original Black woman right here in the Northern American wilderness endured, as it reveals our experience that we went through in Genesis chapter 15, verse 12 through 17. Verse 12, and when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abram. Now, brothers and sisters, sisters and brothers, you may ask yourself, why does verse 12 refer to our father Abraham as Abram? Well, it's due to the fact that we are the lost seed here in the Northern American wilderness, that they said would be cursed Black Ham to be slaves forever and ever. But that is not a true statement at all. That is a statement that they have forced into our minds to make us believe that we are going to be cursed Black and doomed to be slaves forever and ever. But we are really just the lost seed that they said was cursed Black Ham to be slaves forever and ever. So if you connect our father Abraham, which the verse 12 refers to him as Abram, with Ham, Abram and Ham together, that gives you Abraham, making us original Black man and original Black woman, the true seed of Abraham. It's us that is the true seed of Abraham, not false Israel. They're masquerading around with our identity. So let's get back into the scripture. And lo, an horror of great darkness. See, brothers and sisters, what we went through was a horror of great darkness. That means there was no light at all. There was no light to be reflected onto us at all, brothers and sisters. So when there's no light, that means you can't see anything. You're not aware of what's taking place around you. You're tripping and stumbling over things due to the fact there is no light. And the horror of great darkness that fell upon him, that was what we endured right here in the Northern American wilderness for 400 years, meaning 4 generations of being tortured and afflicted by our direct enemies. And our direct enemies are these Caucasian white devils, brothers and sisters. So we have to remind ourselves of that each and every day, that these Caucasian white devils, they are our direct enemies. And they put us through hell right here in the Northern American wilderness. And that hell that we endured was at the hands of these Caucasian white devils, as they tortured afflicted us, chastised us, sodomized us, raped us, butt broken us, lynched us, burned us, beat us, fed us shit, gave us unclean drinking water. It was all of the cruelties that you can think of was done to us at the hands of these Caucasian white devils, brothers and sisters. Verse 13, and he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed, that's referring to us, brothers and sisters, because we are the true seed of Abraham, shall be a stranger. As I stated earlier, we are in a land that is not ours. Shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs. See, America is not our land, brothers and sisters. And shall serve them. Who are they referring to by them? They're referring to our direct enemies, which are these Caucasian white devils, brothers and sisters. And they shall afflict them 400 years. See, brothers and sisters, for 4 generations, these Caucasian white devils have been torturing and afflicting us right here in the Northern American wilderness. Verse 14, and also that nation, and that nation that verse 14 is referring to is America, brothers and sisters, whom they shall serve. We served America, brothers and sisters, for 400 years, meaning 4 generations. Will I judge? See, America's under judgment for what they have done to us, brothers and sisters. And their judgment is happening in real time. And afterward shall they come out with great substance. And that great substance that we are coming out of America with is all the gold, all the silver, and all the diamonds, anything that holds true wealth to it, brothers and sisters. As stated, and afterward shall they come out. See, we're leaving out of America. We're exiting America with great substance, brothers and sisters. And we're leaving out of America with our new minds, because we're not returning home with the minds that these devils gave us, which are their minds. Verse 15, and thou shalt go to thy fathers in peace. See, brothers and sisters, we're going back home. We're going back home to connect back up to our father Abraham, as we are the true seed of Abraham. Thou shalt be buried in a good old age. See, the quality of life is going to become greater for us, brothers and sisters. Not that it was great at all here in the Northern American wilderness, because we're trapped here, caught up in the capitalist system, which is maximum profit for these devils in America and minimal overhead for us, leaving us with high blood pressure, stressed the hell out. We're having panic attacks, seizures. It's just a life full of stress here in the Northern American wilderness. So we have to ask ourselves, brothers and sisters, why would we want to stay here in America? Verse 16, but in the 4th generation, they shall come hither again, for the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet full. That means that this has not yet happened, but it's soon to happen, brothers and sisters. Oh yes, it's soon to happen, as we are currently fulfilling our vision. And our vision is the Abrahamic covenant, brothers and sisters. That's our vision, because the people without a vision, they will perish. And that's what these devils want. They want us to perish. They want us to beat ourselves like the man in the book of Mark. They want us to do it to ourselves so they don't have to worry about doing it to us. Verse 17, and it came to pass that when the sun went down and it was dark, behold, a smoking furnace and a burning lamp that passed between those pieces. See, brothers and sisters, the original black man and original black woman, we went through a nightmare of great horror. So we are the ones that get to label our experience. And we label our experience as the Holocaust, brothers and sisters, because that's what we endured right here in the Northern American wilderness at the hands of these Caucasian white devils. And they are our direct enemies.
Thank you, Brother Amir. To add on to what Brother Amir has expressed, in verse 16, but in the 4th generation, They shall come hither again, for the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet full. And as Brother Amir identified, we endured the enslavement and affliction, which is the Holocaust, for 400 years. And also that 400 years lasted from 1619 to 2019. So it shares, but in the fourth generation, sisters and brothers, we are in the fourth generation right now. So we're in the time period of us making our exodus of America, which is what we are in the process of doing. It shares, they shall come hither again. Hither means return, sisters and brothers. Some definitions also say here. So, and it says again. So that means that we were in this land, the same land as our father Abram, and we were returning there. So, and let me make this clear. This is, Abram is having a vision of what his seed would endure. So we have lived out that vision of horror. And it shares that we were hither, which means return again, meaning that we're going back to the land that our father Abram was in when he had the vision of horror. So, sisters and brothers, another highlight or highlighting the original Black woman. The original Black woman has made a special contribution to the preservation of the true seed of Abraham during the Holocaust. Sister Fatima, will you expound on the true experience of the original Black woman and the sacrifice that we made?
Yes, ma'am. Assalamualaikum. As Brother Amir expounded on, the experience, the true experience of the Black man and woman here in America was horror, sisters and brothers. So, as he shared, we were beaten, hung, raped, and rape was one of the things that they used to commit genocide on our nation, sisters and brothers. So, to commit genocide on a nation, you would kill all the male babies, right? Because you're trying to get rid of that seed. And they spared the women and raped the women and put their seed in us to produce their children, right? So this was their attempt to commit genocide on our nation, right? And we know that that was, in fact, a failed attempt because they were not successful in wiping our nation out, because that's exactly what they attempted to do, sisters and brothers. They were trying to get rid of that seed. They knew the Messiah would be born from that seed, right? So they were trying to get rid of that seed. So we have to understand that they were not successful in that attempt because, as you see here, us in this panel today, we are here today, sisters and brothers, giving you all this message about the covenant, right? And here fulfilling that covenant, sisters and brothers, excuse me. So we have to understand that they were not successful in getting rid of the original nation, sisters and brothers. Half of the blacks here in America today are, in fact, original, and the other half is results of their act of genocide. They are a hybrid nation that is corrupting our nation, right? Due to the fact that the Black woman did produce these children, right? So they look like us, they talk like us, they walk like us, sisters and brothers. They're not us though. So we have to understand that these are Massa's children. And during that time, they were identified as house Negroes, sisters and brothers. And the house Negroes were Massa's children, right? From the rape of the Black woman. So we have to understand the depths of what they did to make sure that we did not produce with our seed, right? They would kill us, right? Or cut the baby out of us, or that's right. That's basically what they did when they found out that we were producing with our men. Separated us, made sure that that didn't take place. So that's to show you the strength of the Black woman, because that means that she had to fight in these terrible conditions to produce the original nation, which highlights that she's a warrior, sisters and brothers, because as I shared, they had restrictions. We couldn't do those things, right? So that shows you that the strength that she had, the Black woman has, sisters and brothers, because our nation is still here today. And the Black woman has done her job, sisters and brothers, because we wouldn't be here. She is the one that produces that seed, right? So that highlights that her job was definitely done, because we are here today, sisters and brothers. We must honor the Black woman because of her strength, which is why she is a warrior queen, sisters and brothers. They throw the Black woman under the bus as if she's nothing in this reality, sisters and brothers. However, we know that she's in fact a warrior, because without the Black woman, we, our nation, the original nation, would not to be here today to fulfill the Abrahamic covenant, sisters and brothers. So, yes, ma'am, that's what I had to express about the Black woman's experience.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Sister Fatima. All right, sisters and brothers. The true seed of Abraham has a vision. This is our reward for enduring the Holocaust. Brother Ramadan, will you identify the Abrahamic covenant?
You, sister. Thank you, Sister Fatima. Thank you, Brother Amir. The Abraham covenant. In that same day, brothers and sisters, Genesis 15:18. In that same day, the Lord made a covenant with Abram, saying, unto thy seed have I given this land, from the river of Egypt unto the great river, the river Euphrates. Brothers and sisters and brothers, that's the reward for our 400 years, brothers and sisters, our 400 years in that Holocaust. Our reward, brothers and sisters, is our birthright. The birthright is our heaven, brothers and sisters. And that heaven, brothers and sisters, will be the interior decorator of that heaven will be the most beautifulest woman on the planet, which is the Black woman, like her man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, the gods of the universe. And for her sacrifice, brothers and sisters, she'll be put back up on her throne, which is the planet Earth, brothers and sisters.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Brother Ramadan.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. In addition to what Brother Ramadan shared about us being put back up on our throne, sisters, we're going to take our throne back. We're going to take our pedestal back through discipline, self-control, which is discipline, our unity, which is discipline, applying the 5 mathematical pillars of Islam. We're going to take our throne back, take our pedestal back. We will be back in control of ourselves. So, and no one can take that away from us, sisters. So we have made a great contribution, a special contribution to our nation, and our way is paved in gold. We have a reward for that. And as Brother Ramadan identified, the Abrahamic covenant is the reward that we get for enduring that 400 years of enslavement and affliction. All right. So we identified the true history of Abraham's seed and the true vision of Abraham's seed. However, there are those who are claiming to be the true seed of Abraham. However, scriptures exposes their true identity. So let's keep moving. All right. I have known of you the tribulation and the poverty, but rich you are, and the blasphemy out of the saying Jews to be themselves, and not they are, but synagogue of the Satan. This is chapter 2 and 3 of Revelation, sisters and brothers. Look, I am giving out of the synagogue of the Satan, of the saying themselves Jews to be, and not they are, but they are lying. So in both of these chapters, it's identified that those who are calling themselves Jews, they are in fact the synagogue of Satan, and it shares blasphemy. So that means that they're lying. So they are acting as if they belong to the group or the tribe of Judah. However, in reality, they belong to the group that is identified the synagogue of the Satan. So that's the group that they belong to. In Jews or false Israel, they have synagogues. So, and it's clear who this is speaking of. So Satan is pretending to be the true seed of Abraham. However, this is something that, for one, we just identified the true history of the true seed of Abraham. Strangers in a land that's not ours, undergoing enslavement and affliction for 400 years. False Israel does not fit that description. So they don't fit the history of Abraham's seed. And then the vision of Abraham's seed, which is to return to our land, Arabia. Arabia is our land. Arabia is the land that we are hithering to. So false Israel, they claim to be the true seed of Abraham. However, they are not in the land that is promised, which is more than a promise, sisters and brothers. That's God's sure and volatile word. They're not in the land that God gave his word to give to the true seed of Abraham, which is Arabia. False Israel is sitting in Jerusalem, Palestine. And what does scriptures tell us about Jerusalem? But when you see Jerusalem surrounded by armies, then recognize that her desolation is near. So scriptures tells us that when we see Jerusalem surrounded by armies, which identifies a structure, a configuration on the angel key of when America and Britain are have left false Israel stranded and they go under siege. That's what's being identified. When you see Jerusalem surrounded by armies, then recognize that her desolation is near. So the point is that false Israel, that's who's controlling Jerusalem, will be destroyed. This is a definite that false Israel is about to be destroyed, sisters and brothers. So the true seed of Abraham, it shares that we will go home in peace. It shares that we be buried in a good old age. Well, this doesn't support destruction of the true seed of Abraham. So it's clear that this is not speaking about the true seed of Abraham. This is speaking about false Israel. False Israel is pretending to be us. However, the original nation will not be destroyed. Abraham's seed will not be destroyed. So, and we, sisters, we ensured that. As Sister Fatima identified, we ensured that they could not destroy our seed. So this verse right here exposes that false Israel, exposes again that they are lying about who they claim to be. They are not the true seed of Abraham. They are Satan. And how did Satan get in the Middle East in the first place? When Elijah Muhammad was on the scene from the 1930s into 1975, when he departed, Elijah Muhammad identified that the original black man and woman right here in North America are the true seed of Abraham. And America and Britain countered Elijah Muhammad's claim by putting false Israel over in the Holy Land, Jerusalem. So false Israel claims that the Abrahamic covenant has been fulfilled. However, they were put there in 1948. The 400-year time period wasn't even up. So that's another red flag. It's another identification factor that they're lying, because Abraham's seed was still enduring the Holocaust at that time. Also, again, they're not in the land that was promised to Abraham's seed. They're not in Arabia. So it's clear, sisters and brothers, that false Israel is Satan. And how do we identify Satan? Well, you know a tree by its fruit. And what is false Israel doing? They're over in the Holy Land, causing, for one, they're claiming to be someone that they're not. They're claiming to be us, and they're not. They're in a land that they should not be in. So that right there, they're an abomination. They're also causing destruction on those inhabiting the land, the Holy Land, which is the Palestinians. So they're over there bombing women and children, hunting down medics and, doctors and those who are trying to help their own people. And they're committing mass genocide. They're starving women and children, bombing civilians, blowing up schools. And they're not over there fighting for a land that belongs to them. They're fighting to maintain control over a land that they have stolen. So the whole world is witnessing the works of Satan. So, which scriptures identifies that Satan is about to be destroyed, sisters and brothers. So we must be aware that Satan is the god of this world. False Israel is the god of this reality. They're the ones running the entertainment, the educational system. They're running the media. They have one of their own, Louis Farrakhan, who is the seed of false Israel. He admits that his father is a Portuguese Jew who raped his black mother. So Farrakhan, being a Jew in black skin, is over the Nation of Islam and telling us that we ain't going nowhere. He's telling us that we don't have a vision. He's telling us that we don't have a reward. He's saying that we ain't going nowhere. So he's saying that we're sinful. He's accusing us day and night, wishing death on us, calling our women out of their name, calling us whores, female dogs. And he has good things to say about the devils, and that's because he is one. So false Israel is pretending to be us. False Israel has stolen our identity. And so we must be aware that we have a hidden enemy that was produced from the rape of the original black woman, as Sister Fatima identified, throughout the Holocaust, this hybrid nation that these devils forced us to produce. We have an open enemy, which are these devils, and false Israel is part of that. And they're all working together to make sure that we don't know that we have a vision, to make sure that we don't get out of America. And ultimately, they want our destruction. So that's it on that point. And we're going to keep moving into transitioning into the war in the Middle East, which the war in the Middle East has been revealed in great detail, sisters and brothers. The book of Revelations gives us the participants and the outcome. Brother Malik, who is involved in the war and what is the outcome of the war? Also, how will this affect the true seed of Abraham?
Yes, ma'am, sister. Assalamu alaikum, sisters and brothers. Who is involved in this war. This war in the Middle East. Oh, would you read that scripture for me, sister?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Revelations chapter 12, verse 7 through 9. And occurred war in the heaven. The Michael and the angels of him, of the to war with the dragon. And the dragon warred in the angels of it. And not it proved strong. Not but place was found of them yet in the heaven. And was thrown the dragon the great, the serpent the archaic, the being called devil and the Satan, the making to err the being inhabited whole. He was thrown into the earth, and the angels of him with him were thrown.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Michael and his angels. Michael is Master Farad Muhammad, and his angels are Iran and Syria. They are at war with the dragon, the house of Sod, and its angels. The dragon's angels are America, Britain, and false Israel. Sisters and brothers, we're witnessing the dragon, the house of Sod, Saudi Arabia, America, Britain, and false Israel. The two world powers, as well as Satan, false Israel. Three nuclear powered countries at war with Iran. All four of these countries, as well as the Gulf states, have stated that they entered into this war against Iran. So this is a alliance that are together fighting, at war against Michael and his angels. And right now, Iran is at the forefront of this war against the dragon and his angels. Sisters and brothers, the scripture states there will be no place found of the dragon and his angels. So this is sharing with us that, let me say it like this. There will be no place found of them in the heaven. And the dragon and his angels will be thrown into the earth. So that means since this war is in heaven and they are in heaven because the war is taking place in heaven. And they will not be found in heaven. That means that they're going to be thrown out of heaven into the earth. Now, sisters and brothers, the dragon, the serpent, the
I read it. I can read it for you if you like. And was thrown the dragon, the serpent, and was thrown the dragon, the great, the serpent, the archaic, the being called devil and the Satan, the making to err, the being inhabited whole. He was thrown into the earth, and the angels of him with him were thrown.
the devil and the Satan. Sisters and brothers, America and Britain is the devil. And the synagogue of the Satan, false Israel, is the Satan. These are the world powers. This is how we know that this is the devil's world. The devils are the rulers of this world. And America and Britain are the two superpowers, the two world powers that has ruled this devil's reality. And false Israel is the Satan. They're the synagogue of the Satan is the head, or the head of this reality. Now, America, Britain, and false Israel, let's say it, are ruling, the rulers over the Caucasian nations. They rule, they're the superior of the Caucasian nations. So we know that the Caucasian nations are ruling this planet, or our planet, ruling this world. Let's say it like that. Are the rulers of this world that we're living in right now. So this is the devil in the Satan's world. This is the world that we're living in. Now, sisters and brothers, Iran is standing against the dragon, the devil, and the saint. Excuse me, the House of Saud, Saudi Arabia, America, Britain, and false Israel. Now, as we're witnessing in the real world right now, Iran is holding its on against these superpowers, these um these two world powers, as well as false Israel, these three nuclear power countries. And the outcome of this war will be, as I stated earlier, America, Britain, and the dragon will be thrown out the Middle East, out of heaven. So, sisters and brothers, false Israel, on the other hand, will be sieged and destroyed. Now, like was shared, I don't know, it's been shared maybe more than once, that false Israel has stolen our identity. False Israel is who they're using, our enemies are using to block our vision, to block the knowledge of who we are from our people, to cause us to think or look at scripture as if it's already happened, and as if it's already been um that the reward has already been um given or fulfilled. That's the word. So, sisters and brothers, they're doing this to keep us from looking, or they're doing this to keep us from seeing ourselves and how great we are as a people, to keep us from seeing ourselves as being God's chosen people. So they have set false Israel up to say to us that this cannot apply to the original black man and woman. This is not speaking about y'all. So they say that false Israel were enslaved and afflicted or carried out the vision of Abram 2,000 years ago. And 2,000 years ago, into from then up until 1948, then they want to say that, or connect a 4-year, so their Holocaust, what they call a Holocaust, which really was a consequence of them turning traitor on the country that they live in, but they want to try to take that 4 years and some way say that now that they're being rewarded and they went through so much in this Holocaust, when many of them lived full lives after that 4 years. But the scripture states, sisters and brothers, 400 years in a strange land. So if they were inside their country, they weren't in a strange land to begin with. They wasn't took, and they didn't suffer for 400 years, but they try to connect that 4 years with the vision of Abraham. However, they shared that it happened 2,000 years ago, when the scripture itself, sisters and brothers, states that it was after 400 years. So we know that this doesn't apply to them. And even in scripture, they stated the let me say it, the Jews stated that they had never been enslaved to no one. So we know it didn't happen 2,000 years ago. However, saying that, sisters and brothers, to bring us back to this war, this religious eschatology that they're serving us, that they have served the world, and that they're blocking our people from understanding that who we are and understanding that we have a covenant, that they're one of their, as the sister shared, one of their seed, a direct seed of false Israel, Louis Farrakhan, the chief demon, Legion, Louis Eugene Grounds, NOI backwards, is blocking us, the true seed of Abraham, from, they're blocking us from understanding who we are. And this war, sisters and brothers, false Israel is going to be destroyed, sieged and destroyed, and they will go down. Let me see. False Israel will be destroyed in this war. Now, that means the losers, that the dragon and his angels will be the losers, and Michael and his angels will be the victor. Now, Michael, Master Farad Muhammad, hasn't showed his hand as of yet. However, we know that eventually, soon, that Master Farad Muhammad will enter into this war. Sisters and brothers, however, the Iran will be the victor. Michael and his, let me say it the right way, Michael and his angels will be the victor of this war. Now, how is that going to affect the original black man and woman here in America? Sisters and brothers, Iran's blockade of the Strait of Hormuz is going to bring a world economic collapse. The nations cannot function without energy, oil, gas, and so forth. The nations cannot function without those that have this. Let me say it like this: without receiving fertilizer and other natural um, uh, elements or whatnot. So the world is being shook as we speak, because nations' oil reserves, gas reserves are at an all-time low for many of the nations. Now, sisters and brothers, this is going to not just affect the world, it's going to vibrate all the way here to America. The outcome of this war, America's economy, or this world that we live in is going to be snatched off and under us, out of, it's going to collapse at a speed, that it's going to seem like it collapsed overnight. Sisters and brothers, it's going to be far faster than what what you're thinking, or even if it's going to happen fast. Let me just say it like that. Your reality, this world is well, you won't have everything runs on gas and oil. So when when it collapsed, the simple the normal thing that is used day to day, you don't understand how many of our people, let me say it like that, don't understand how it's connected to energy, oil, and gas just to operate. So with a lack of oil and gas, it's going to bring your everyday necessities to a crashing halt, which is going to affect um, grocery stores, electricity, just your natural things that you use every day, and it's going to bring cause shortages, no food shortages, to the point that there ain't gonna be any food, because they're not going to be able to move the food around because they don't have the oil, the gas to move anything around. So it's going to be a total collapse in the system, in the everyday things that you use every day. This is how this is the effect that it's going to have on us. And we, sisters and brothers, are at the bottom. So we're going to feel it. We're going to be the first ones to feel the effect. We're feeling it now with gas prices rising up rising up now in the country. Food prices rising up. Everything is being affected by this war. Now, sisters and brothers, it's going to get to the point that it's going to be famine. And that is going to be so bad that people are going to be eating people. Cannibalism is going to be taking place. Now, let me wrap this up, sisters and brothers. The outcome of this war is going to cause America to attack us all. The outcome of this war is going to bring men's hearts they're gonna fail from fear of what's coming here. They're going to the world will get to see what is going to take place with false Israel. And what is taking place over there in the Middle East or in heaven with false Israel, that's what's coming to America. So when false Israel is destroyed, their religious eschatology is destroyed with it. That blocking, that lie, that they're blocking our people from understanding who we are is going to be destroyed with false Israel. And when false Israel is destroyed, sisters and brothers, we as a people are going to know that we are the true seed of Abraham. It's going to remove the lie. It's going to make everyone recognize that yes, the original black man and woman in America is the true seed of Abraham. And it's going to shock the world because they know that they are under judgment. They know that who we are, and they know that they have been afflicting us. So they know that they're being judged. So, sisters and brothers, this is the outcome. False Israel will be destroyed, and before false Israel is destroyed, America, Britain, and the House of Saud will be thrown out the Middle East. False Israel will be there, left alone, surrounded by armies, as the scriptures say, and they will be up under siege, and then they will be destroyed. America is going to attack us all because they cannot allow us to see and recognize that we're the true seed of Abraham. And they will make their attack before false Israel goes down, because when false Israel goes down, everything goes down. The lie, the religious eschatology, all that is destroyed with false Israel. And we will understand immediately that we are the true seed of Abraham. And we will rise overnight, sisters and brothers, as one body, one people, one nation, to come up, to prepare ourselves to leave up out of America. So this is the outcome of the war, of this war. The outcome is going to bring an attack on the original black man and woman. The dragon, the House of Saud, they're waiting to attack our nation. As soon as we come together, as soon as our nation is born. So we're going to be up under attack, sisters and brothers, and we're going to go through a famine, a time of unprecedented trouble. Famine. What's that called? Cannibalism. But we are going to come together as a people up under our vision, up under the vision of the Abrahamic covenant. And we have to get our new mind. Let let me say it like this. We have to get our angel mind and use the 5 mathematical pillars as was shared earlier to protect us, and we will be successful, sisters and brothers. Nothing is going to be able to touch us. We have to mend together as a nation, as a people, as one body, and achieve Hajj. And in doing that, we will walk through the fire, walk through this time of unprecedented trouble without being touched. And we will come out of America and return home to the land from the river of Egypt to the great river, the river Euphrates, which is Arabia, the promised land, heaven, which is being cleared out as we speak.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Brother Malik. So, sisters and brothers, we have identified the true seed of Abraham's connection to the war in the Middle East. We identified the history of the true seed of Abraham, the vision of the true seed of Abraham, those who are pretending to be us, false Israel, and we have identified their destruction. We have also, back to what we identified about the true seed of Abraham, we have highlighted the original Black woman's contribution in preserving the true seed of Abraham and the sacrifice and the duty that our sisters have contributed. And we have identified the war in the Middle East, the outcome, the participants, and what it is that we are to expect any day, sisters and brothers. So the war in the Middle East is about us, and we are in danger, sisters and brothers. However, just as Brother Malik identified, we will overcome all of these, the economic destruction, the famine. We are going to be successful. We're going to unite under our vision of the Abrahamic covenant as one body. And so we are about to make our exodus of America. We have a door out of America's destruction. We have a door out of this time period that we're stepping into of unprecedented trouble, sisters and brothers. So as we bring this to a close, I will open up the floor for any final thoughts from the panel.
Yes, ma'am. I want to share that earlier it was shared that false Israel was lying because our 400 years wasn't over. No, false Israel is a lie, period. And our 400 years have their line blocking as it's cleaned up, it's understood, it's been shared, but that was shared. However, false Israel is false. They're liars. They're impersonating us. They're thieves. They're, they're, they're the synagogue of Satan. They're not God's chosen people. They're not the true seed of Abraham. And they have stolen our identity. And this is what this war, that's one thing that is taking place right now. Heaven is being cleared out. The devil, the dragon, the synagogue of the Satan all of them are being removed out of the Middle East, out of heaven, which is our home, that we are God's chosen people, and that land is heaven. And it's our heaven where we're returning to, bringing in our reality. So just wanted to that was shared earlier. I just wanted to clear that up.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Brother Malik. Any other final thoughts from the group panel? All right, sisters and brothers. Well, that brings this segment to a close, and we will be back with more. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.